Hello, everyone, and welcome to my review of Elvis, the latest from Baz Luhrmann, starring Austin Butler as the titular Elvis, and of course Tom Hanks in his wacky role as Colonel Parker or whatever. Alone today, just me, just me. I know, sad. I'm going to be reviewing this. I'm going to be reviewing the movie briefly and then going into the Oscar prospects of the film. What will it be nominated for? What could it win? Is Austin Butler going to get nominated? Can he win? I do think this is a bigger contender than most people think it is. But we will get into that in a second. First, let's review the movie. Okay, so first off, this is my first ever Baz Luhrmann movie. I know, crazy. I have not seen any. I believe in English class, like in freshman year of high school, I did watch Romeo and Juliet, which I believe he did, but I don't recall any of that. I've been meaning to watch Great Gatsby, never gotten around to it. So this is my first Baz Luhrmann movie, and I can immediately tell his style. And yeah, as a biopic of Elvis Presley's life, Luhrmann definitely puts his style in there. I think it's overstuffed for sure, but there's a lot of glitz and glamour and stuff. Plot wise, it doesn't do much beyond being kind of just like a Wikipedia, like kind of like what we complain about with a lot of biopic movies. It's kind of just like a Wikipedia article, but albeit it is a very entertaining Wikipedia article. It is a Wikipedia article filled with glitter and rainbow and fireworks and pizzazz. So it's not a boring article to read. It's often boring to read Wikipedia articles. This is like a fun Wikipedia article. But like everything on Wikipedia, it's way too long. Ain't no one reading that whole thing. And we do kind of have to read the whole thing here. It's a long movie. It's very long. I would definitely cut it down. But that's honestly my biggest complaint because I had fun watching it. I thought it was a very fun movie. And I thought it did a really good job at capturing the like almost like mythic stature that Elvis as a performer and just general like icon has. I mean, I am obviously not that old, so I have no really previous knowledge of much with Elvis. I've heard a few of his songs. I know he died young. I know he liked some kind of like bacon, peanut butter, banana sandwich or whatever. I do know that they left out some like questionable relationships in regards to his life. So it is a desensitized look at him. It is they're not including some of the less good parts of his life. But that's I mean that's all biopics really. Let's get into the best part of this movie. Easily the best part. Austin Butler as Elvis is just a revelation. It is insane. I mean, we're only in June. But I mean, we're going to get into Oscar prospects in a second, but there's no world where this man is not nominated. I mean, this is an insane performance. I mean, I have seen, especially after the movie, I watched like real clips of Elvis Presley, and he just nails it. He is like on point. It's truly transformative. Probably one of, if not my favorite, biopic performances, which we know there are a lot of in the Oscars love. He's just really convincing as Elvis. He embodies everything about him, all the extravagant, like superstar energy coming out of him. So yeah, I mean, he's the heart of the film. And honestly, for a movie called Elvis, which is insane to say, I think he's kind of a little underutilized because for some reason, for some who knows reason, this movie decides to focus on Tom Hanks as Colonel Parker as almost like the main character, as the point of view here. Yeah, I mean, I love Tom Hanks. He is, as everyone knows, a national treasure. I adore him with my heart. Not his best work, if we're gonna be honest. It's not terrible. It's not Jared Leto and House of Gucci. I've seen those comparisons. Don't put Tom Hanks and Jared Leto in the same goddamn sentence. No, there's no nuance here. There's no nuance. It is very much like he might as well have like horns coming out of his head just because he is so blatantly just playing evil and unlikable. Um, so yeah, I mean that's really it. I mean he's wearing the fat suit, he's wearing some makeup, but yeah, it's a very one-dimensional performance. And I was getting kind of tired of him as the movie went on because I didn't enjoy him being the point of view. This is an Elvis movie. We should be following Elvis, especially when you have Austin Butler killing it. So that's another complaint along with the runtime. The story here, it doesn't fully coalesce. Like the ending, I mean, like the beginning, there's just so much like that I think you could cut. Like I think there are parts of, like the first 30 minutes that like are I enjoyed watching them, but like they aren't necessary. You could cover them easily later on. Or you could just, I mean, this movie has a ton of montages, which is obviously like the biopic trend, but you could montage some of that stuff, like cut it up a little bit. Yeah, I didn't think that stuff was necessary. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it was necessary. I do think the ending, the last act, was probably my favorite, personally. But I think there's definitely some stuff you can cut in there, and I don't think all of the story bits like completely connect to each other. It's kind of like a little scattershot in some places. So I'm like, why are we covering this? Like, how is this important? So yeah, the story's not completely there. So yeah, I would not expect a screenplay nomination, but who knows? But yeah, the directing is well done. I mean, I appreciate how this movie is trying to do something different than the typical biopic. This is not Bohemian Rhapsody, which is extremely basic and simple and like a boring Wikipedia article following all the tropes, all the things you would expect from a band biopic or just a general musical artist biopic. This is like, it has some of those similarities. It is certainly following some kind of formula, but with the style and with the direction from Baz Luhrmann, it is taking chances, it is being different, and even if all of that stuff doesn't completely land, I truly appreciate that so much more than just a basic biopic. So I do appreciate all the style and Baz Luhrmann adding his own auteur style and just vibe to the film. And I appreciate it. I appreciate the effort. It is not lazy like Bohemian Rhapsody kind of feels a little lazy. The movie, as I mentioned, is edited crazy. I mean, it's insane. It's almost like a 2 hour and 40 minute, which I believe is the runtime, like a roller coaster. It has a fast pace and it's fun while you're on it. Like I enjoyed the ride here, but by the end of the movie, I was extremely happy. I was tired. I was tired at the end of the movie, kind of like you're tired after a long roller coaster, and I was happy to be exiting. But I enjoyed the ride. So I mean, it's long. There's definitely some stuff I would cut. But when I walked out, I was happy to be done with it, but I still enjoyed it. So yeah, that's the feeling here. But yeah, the main standout in regards to the review, Austin Butler, nothing short of incredible. Just wow, beginning to end, it is a star-making performance. I just you should expect his name come award season. Yeah. So speaking of which, let's get into some awards prospects for this film. So breaking its awards and Oscar chances down, I'm going to start with what I believe is like most likely, and then I'm going to go to the stuff like it's, and by the end I'm just going to say categories like not going to happen, like, you know, screenplay, in my opinion, not going to happen. But most likely, most people will probably expect Austin Butler to be first. Don't worry, he's coming up very soon. But costume design here, I would consider almost a lock. I mean, what's her name? Here it is, Catherine Martin, who always works with Baz Luhrmann, like pretty much always on all of his films. She doesn't miss when she works with him on his films. She has been nominated for costume design. I'm pretty sure with every Baz Luhrmann film that she has done, she's been nominated. So yeah, I feel like that's like that alone, that statistic alone, it's like, yes, she's going to be nominated. And if you see the movie, even if you just see the trailer, I mean, this like there's shots where it like cuts between like different outfits and you only see the outfit for like 1 second, but she put so much work into that one outfit. Outfits are insane. I would say they're like Rocket Man level good. Yeah, they're very, very good. I can honestly say it's in winning, like it can potentially win this category, but like I think this is definitely going to be nominated. I mean, the costumes here, very good. Okay, now second most likely we do have Austin Butler in Best Actor. I mean, you could maybe say supporting actor, but no. I mean, him and Tom Hanks, I guess they're kind of equal. Tom Hanks will be going supporting. Austin Butler is very clearly lead here, but I wish he was like more clearly lead in the movie. But anyways, I think he's absolutely getting nominated. I know some people are like, he's like maybe he's 6'7", like maybe gonna get in there. No, he's getting nominated. It's as simple as that. I would call him a lock. He's very strong here. Yeah, he could win. He could maybe win. I mean, we're not in that part of the award season yet, but I mean, if like what's his name, Rami Malek can win for Bohemian Rhapsody, he absolutely, Austin Butler deserves to win for this. I mean, it's an incredible performance. It depends on the competition. Every biopic movie that gets nominated for like any Oscar, they're almost always nominated for at least one acting Oscar. I mean, if you look back on it, like all these movies that are nominated for a single Oscar that are biopic movies, they get at least one performance in there. Eyes of Tammy Faye, Spencer, just within this last year, Judy, One Night in Miami. All these movies, I could keep listening it, but yeah, So there's going to be, if Elvis gets one nomination, which is absolutely going to get nominated for costume design, it needs to get one acting performance in there. I would think so. And I think Austin Butler is absolutely the answer to that. So yeah. Next, most likely production design, as I mentioned, Catherine Martin, who also worked on this. She pretty much never misses, but she has missed before when she's worked with Baz for production design, I believe once or twice. And I think that this could be a competitive category this year with movies like Babylon or Avatar or maybe even Black Panther, who knows. Um, but I think it is still strong enough to probably get in there. It's not going to win. I don't think it will win this. But I do think it will still get nominated. Next up, makeup. I think also is a very strong category for this movie. I mean, we said it when we saw the trailer, when you saw Tom Hanks in that fat suit makeup, and everyone was already making the Jared Leto House of Gucci comparisons. It's going to get nominated for makeup, I believe. The makeup branch, they love their prosthetics. They absolutely love them. They love transforming these actors into other people. They love when their actors barely even look like the people that they know, when it's that big of a transformation. And they did that more with Hanks here. I think you can also see with Austin Butler towards the end that they do some pretty good makeup in terms of making him look like an older aged Elvis. And I thought that was well done. I didn't think it looked fake or unreal or anything. I thought it looks good. And I don't think it will win though. Maybe if the whale is no longer there. I think it's now between this and the Batman, probably. Okay, the next strongest category, sound. There's a world where it does miss, but sound mix here is very well done. I thought the sound sounded very good. But sound nominations with biopics are like hit and miss. They only happen with the musical biopics, which it is. But I am not sure how, like, if this movie is like a strong contender, like getting into picture contender, this will get into sound. If it's on, like, it has a bad day come nomination morning, it will miss sound. That's one of those categories. Like, it depends how much they like the movie. I think if they like the movie a lot, it'll get into sound. If they don't like it as much as I think they probably will, it will probably miss sound. But I do think it can. It's probably right now I would have it in my 5, but I could see a world where it does miss. And as sound always relates to the editing category, I'd say it's just as strong. Like, if it gets into sound, it's probably going to get into editing. Editing here is insane. It's insane. That's all there really is to say about it. But it's very noticeable editing, and that is exactly what this branch loves. They love their noticeable editing, where you can like see the cuts and you can like see, oh wow, that was very well edited. They like their noticeable editing, not their subtle editing, and this is noticeable editing. And then, speaking of which, last but not least, at least in the categories I think we'll get into, picture. Right now, I have put it into my 10. I think it's going to get in there. I mean, this and Don't Worry, Darling are Warner Brothers' only awards pushes this season. I don't personally think Don't Worry, Darling is going to pan out to be an awards kind of movie. Who knows? It could be. I think this is their much stronger bet, especially since this is like more Academy fare than Don't Worry, Darling would be. It's got good reviews, solid buzz, decent box office. And I think Warner Brothers is going to push for it. I think it'll stay around come award season, and there's going to be 10 slots this year. I think there's enough room for this one to get in there. Personally, I think it will probably get in there. I would personally have it getting seven nominations right now. Maybe I'm a little too high on the movie, but I think this movie is very strong Oscar-wise. We shall see, though. Who knows? I mean, maybe more movies that come out later this year are of higher quality than expected. Like, if there are a ton, if it becomes a very competitive fall festival season, this movie will fall off. But right now, I don't think it's going to be an extremely strong fall festival season. We're seeing a good amount of movies that we thought were going to be in contention being pushed. The stuff that people will probably talk about, but I don't think it will get Oscar nominated for. Supporting actor for Tom Hanks. I mean, this could be like the Jared Leto route with both Little Things and House of Gucci. He could probably get a SAG nomination or like Gold Globe or something, but he is not going to end up being nominated come Oscar morning. There's like a slight percent chance that maybe he does, but right now I doubt it. Director, and I don't think the movie's narrative for Baz himself will be strong enough for him to be nominated. And lastly, song, which I believe is that there's multiple original songs here. Like, there's the Doja Cat song. There's a few other ones, I believe. CeeLo Green did a song or something. Interesting use of songs within the movie. Definitely not like using current songs for an Elvis like biopic. That is definitely not set in current day. Interesting choice. I honestly liked it. It didn't bug me that much. I know that bugs some people. It didn't bug me. I thought it fit for most of the scenes. But anyways, song. I don't think any of the songs are strong enough to get in there personally. There's if there's one standout on the soundtrack, it's Doja Cat's song, which is it is a bop. But it uses like other parts of songs that have already been released. Like it's like a mix of her own lyrics, and I forget what the other song is, but another past song. So therefore, it is not technically enough to qualify for an original song, I believe. So I don't think it will even qualify, and that's the only song that's really standing out right now. So I don't think it will get in there personally. But yeah, that's what I think of Elvis. Pretty good movie for me, personally, subjective. But and that's what I think it will get nominated for at the Oscars. Comment your thoughts down below. What do you think Elvis will be nominated for? Like the video, subscribe for more award season coverage. We're getting back into a little bit of Oscar season. Not quite, probably not going to quite hit it until September. Right now, we're in Emmy season, so we're covering. We've got some weekly Emmy talk. We've got lots of yeah. That is a wrap for Elvis and the review and the Oscar prospects. So, thank you for watching, and see you next time.